You're listening to Rebel Spirituality with me, Sam Goldfinch. Here's the truth. Wisdom doesn't follow rules. So each week we're going to explore what it means to wake up your way so you can live a more peaceful, creative and inspired life no matter your circumstances. It's time to blaze your unique path to truth. Okay, right, let's talk about wisdom this week. And really, we can't really talk about wisdom. In fact, we can talk about it or point to it, but whatever I share isn't it, because wisdom is formless. It doesn't have a form. It can't be objectified. And yet here we are. We're gonna have this exploration. But the title for this podcast, or my way of thinking about it, is moving from the Sam show to the wisdom flow. Now you might be like, what the fuck's he on about? So let me kind of explain what I mean by that. Well, in any time where I'm identified completely innocently with the thoughts in my head and relating to that as if it's me, right? And kind of believing in the dream of Sam. And I understand it's not that there isn't an identity appearing in awareness, right? But it's the idea that there's a person, right? Is kind of is an illusion. We go looking for it, it starts falling apart, right? We'll explore that more on the sort of podcasts that come up in the future. But if I am identified with all those thoughts and ideas of me, and that feels like the totality of me, then I'm kind of very thinky, I'm very caught up in it. It would make sense, right? I'm kind of taking myself very seriously, right? I'm relating to that as if it's solid, not that it's kind of something that's going to ebb and flow. So my problems look very kind of problematic. They look very thick and they look like they need a lot of work in order to move through them and kind of break them down. So there's that element. That's the Sam show, right? Now the wisdom flow is when I remember or know in my heart or know insightfully for myself that I am the wisdom and intelligence behind life, as are you. That the awareness that we all are, the experience of aware, because the experience of aware is a verb, like we're aware now. And in any moment of now, you can notice that. The quality of thought, and I, not in a judgmental way, but the quality of how I feel is different. Like I'm not, things might be appearing, there may be judgments or worries or things appearing on the screen of me, but they're not, I'm not like zoned in on them. They're not 100% of my kind of, they don't completely fill my perspective and cloud me, and I'm not caught in them. I'm just connected to something very, very different, right? I know insightfully that I'm the awareness and these things are just appearing in me. And it has a direct impact on the quality of what's appearing as well, right? It looks like there's this story that many people have where it's which goes something like, I've been fucked up for years. I've got all this thinking. I need to work through it. I've got all these beliefs. I need to kind of to deal with all this stuff. And it can feel kind of overwhelming because it's like, golly, how am I going to do that? Just like break this down bit by bit by bit. And that can feel like a lot of work, right? But in any moment where we know or recognize the truth of ourselves, our true identity, things just, we feel connected and what makes sense to us. Like if you're walking down the street, if I'm walking down the street and I'm caught up in the Sam show, believing that that's the limits of me, then someone comes up and has a go at Sam, like what's my natural reaction going to be? Like I scream, I shout, I don't know, like it's who knows. But the thing is, more and more now I'm not caught up in the Sam show, you know. Or it may not even be that it's that extreme. It may just be that we're reactive or that we walk away and it doesn't feel nice or whatever it might be, right? But if we're in the wisdom flow, what shows up? Well, for me, it might be compassion for that person, because I can see that for where they are right now in their reality, life is shit right now and they're not feeling good. And so they're potentially taking it out on me. So compassion might show up for me. Love might show up. Recognition of beauty. Like if I'm walking through the park and I'm lost in the Sam show, I look at a tree and, I just don't really even see it, right? But if we're in the wisdom flow, it can be a transcendent experience to kind of be in presence with the trees, or to be in presence with, because we see that there's this one thing playing out and that we are that one thing because we're insightfully connected to wisdom, to universal mind, to our true identity. And that completely shifts the flow, right? It's the things that occur to us, the things that are moving through us are different. That's how it looks to me anyway at this point. And I kind of been formulating like how to put this together, and even in talking about this today, I feel like it's kind of found some more clarity for me, which is kind of cool. Well, look, I hope you have an awesome day. I really enjoyed that. What's it like for you? Ponder that this week. What's it like for you when you're caught up in your version of the Sam show, whoever the identity is there for you, like whether it's the Kelly show or the Mike show or the Ellie show or whatever, right? And what's it like when you're in the wisdom flow? And this isn't to say that you're never allowed to do any thought work or to kind of see through your beliefs and all that kind of stuff. But if you were to be living more and more of your life in the wisdom flow, how would things look to you, right? If you saw through the illusion of the dream, which a lot of us are kind of afraid to do. We think, golly, who am I if I'm not that collection of ideas and the thinking and everything that appears in my head? But I can tell you that it's a really beautiful experience to find out who you are beyond that and before that. It really is. All right, team, have a great week.